In this movie, we're going to have a bit of fun. We're going to add first-person controls to this level here. So in the preceding movie, we created this level, which contains a house, a floor, and some steps. And I want to be able to run around this level in first-person mode. Right now, if I switch to the Game tab, I can see the wall of the house and the floor here. And this is seen from the perspective of the game camera. So right now, if I switch back to the Scene tab, grab the main camera, and just move the camera back a little bit, you can kind of see better here in the camera preview at the kind of view I'd get. So I'm going to switch back to the Game tab and see the view that I have now. But if I press play on the toolbar, nothing actually happens. I can't move the camera around. I can't change anything. It's simply a static camera sitting in place, and it doesn't really do anything. I'm going to stop play mode here, just simply by clicking on the play button again to stop play mode. I'm going to switch back to the Scene tab so the game is no longer playing. We're back in design mode here. So again, I've managed to press the play button on the toolbar to test out the game, but nothing really happens, and that's simply because we don't have any user controls. And I want to add that now by importing a new asset package, in particular the characters asset package. So to do that, I'm going to choose Assets, Import Package, and then choose Characters. I'm going to select that here. Once again, it will ask me what kind of things from this package do I want to add, and I'm going to leave them all selected and simply choose Import. This will import everything inside the package into the project panel, and like with the previous asset package, it's all going to be installed into the folder that's named Standard Assets, which is inside the project panel. So I'm just going to wait for that to import, and now that's imported. I'm going to go back to the Standard Assets package, and here inside the project panel you can see we have a characters folder which contains the first person user controls. If I double click on the characters package and access the first person character folder and access the prefabs folder, inside this folder you'll find the FPS controller, first person shooter controller, although it doesn't really do any shooting, but it gives us first person controls. I'm going to select that FPS controller and drag and drop that into the scene. You'll see from the icon that it gives us an additional camera that we're using here. I'm just going to raise the first person controller up in the level here. We now have two cameras, one camera for the first person controller and the original camera that came with the level. I'm going to select that original camera, the main camera, and delete it by right clicking and choosing delete because we don't need that anymore. Now if I switch back to the Game tab, you can see that we have a view, but this time it's different because it's being seen from the first person controller. If I press the play button on the toolbar, I now have access to first person controls. I can use my mouse by moving my mouse around to kind of move the character head around. And I can use the W, A, S and D keys on the keyboard to access first person controls. So W means forward, S means back, A and D mean left and right respectively, so I can kind of move my character around the level. And I can't walk through walls. Notice that I also collide with solid obstacles in the scene, so I can't pass through this wall, for example. I can turn around and run around here. And actually I can hold down the shift key too to make the character run. And I can even climb the stairway here that I've constructed and look down. And I can even jump with the space bar and fall off the edge of those stairs here. And I can wander around the level. Notice also what I can do, however, is I can walk to the very edge of the world. So I'm going to backstep here to the very edge and fall off the edge and then fall into oblivion. It doesn't prevent me from walking off the edge of the floor. My character simply falls endlessly into the recesses of nothingness. So that basically is how we can add first-person controls by importing the characters package. It's another phenomenal asset that comes with the Unity engine that allows us to achieve quick and easy first-person controls.